This program is powered by Giant Bicycles and hadden. Back in Ahoy with Chris Hoy and Jason Kenny, the Giant Masters of Sprint. And one of the features this year is we've been able to move the sprinters out sort of in the main area, and your sprinter's cabin is out with the people. Has it been a problem for you guys this week, Chris?
You get used to it. You feel like you're in the zoo sometimes, and you know we're the exhibit, and people are coming and looking at us. But no, it's nice. It's nice that the public can interact with the riders, and we can talk to them, and we can take photographs and sign autographs. So it's good fun. It's great fun. It's good for the sport to have the athletes accessible to the public.
And you were upstairs last night at yesterday's session signing autographs for the public, and it was an absolute mob scene up there. Was that fun?
Yeah, it was great. That was. It's good to be in the middle of a scrum like that, although it did get a little bit hot towards the end. But yeah, it's just great to see the response from the crowd and to kind of go up into the actual stands as well is something that we don't do very often, you know. So that was nice.
One other personal question. I noticed if we look around the sprinters area, it's usually a mess, which was one of the considerations in putting you out here. But why is it that sprinters are messier than the endurance riders?
Well, I resent that accusation. I think no one could accuse us of being messy. I mean, look, you know, we've got the odd bit of paper here. Maybe our kit bags have exploded a little bit, but you know, it's all part of the charm of being a sprinter. I think we're quite territorial creatures, so we like to have our little spot, and then you kind of spread your stuff everywhere to mark your territory. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
I think Mulder actually sets the tone for messy cabins. He's probably don't follow after the example of your Dutch competitors. Jason, what's the week meant for you to be here?
It's just been a bit of extra time on the track, but you know, we tend to kind of touch it and do really short efforts. So for me, it's just been kind of getting on and kind of doing lots of little races and trying new things and just enjoying it really, and try and use the crowd to kind of push you on when you're starting to get a bit tired towards the end of the week like we are now.
Chris, we've enjoyed having both of you here at the 6th day in Rotterdam, and as you know, 6 days are becoming a bit of a endangered species. But there's been talk about having a 6-day event over on your side of the English Channel. What do you think the chances are for a 6-day race in Great Britain?
Well, we've certainly got the support. You know, we have a huge amount of interest in the UK in our sport, so I think the public's crying out for it. They want to see this kind of event in the UK on GB shores. So, you know, it'd be great. We'd certainly back it. We'd support it if one came to Scotland or England or Ireland or Wales, wherever. And you know, it'd be great. Just great to see this sort of entertainment mixed with high-end sport and let the public see it and come down, and as you say, you know, they can come right in the track centre, they can see the athletes, they can talk to them, and it's, you know, not many sports you get to do that.
How about the choice of venue? Now, I know we've got a great velo in Manchester, and we have a wonderful new facility in London, but I hear there's a place up in Scotland that might be an interesting place.
Yeah, there's a little track being built up in Glasgow, named after some cyclist guy. I don't know who it is, I can't remember, but yeah, it's fantastic for British cycling, but also for Scottish cycling to have this new facility. We've got the track in Edinburgh. It's an outdoor track. When it rains, you can't use it. So, you know, obviously a lot of the year you can't use the track. So to have an indoor facility in Scotland, it's going to be huge for our country and huge for next year for the Commonwealth Games.
So it won't be Ahoy, it'll be the Hoy. Can we count on you being there?
Yeah, hopefully I'll be there for the Commonwealth Games, representing England, obviously.
What about an endurance pair? What would be a dream pair for the UK for a GB endurance pair in a 6-day?
Probably Jason and me as well, because we're exceptionally good at endurance events as well. No, anything overlap, struggling. Well, you've got to look at Bradley and Cav as the two biggest names in endurance cycling in the UK. So, you know, they've raced before, they've been world champions before together. So to get them back on the boards as a Madison pair, that would be quite special. But to be honest, there's any number of British top-level athletes in the endurance squad that could do it. And the girls too, we've got a great endurance squad with the women as well. So, you know, we've got great strength and depth. Anybody in the team could come out and the public would be really, you know, behind them and support them.
Well, I've talked to Frank Boulay, and you're welcome to use the same formula. So let's make sure that we do the juniors and the women as well. Guys, it's been great to have you here at the Giant Masters of Sprint here at the Rotterdam 6th Day. Thanks very much. This program was powered by Giant Bicycles and hadden.